What is up, winning team, and happy 4-year anniversary on YouTube to me, to us. I don't even know what to say, and I'm feeling kind of emotional because basically what just happened was and I'm having I'm having one of those like moments that feels like another moment that happened before. You know what I'm saying? Because anyways, you guys just buckle up for this video because this is just going to be like a sentimental thinking back, because basically I was getting ready to film some other videos, which is going to be very interesting because I just watched a really interesting conversation between 8 different women from 8 different cults, and it is so much to uncover in there. We've got an Islamic cult, we've got an Amish cult, we've got an Hasidic Jew cult, we've got a Christian cult, we've got an Islamic, I said Islamic already, they've got a self-help cult. There's a lot going on in there. It's so juicy. Stay tuned. But I was getting ready to like film for that. And so I was going to clear my storage and whatnot. And then on my phone, it popped up, it was like memories. And then it was like 13th of January, 2021. And then it had a picture of me taking a picture with you could see like my ring light in the background and like everything. And it's like facing the window in the last flat that I lived in when I was in London. And it just hit me like a ton of bricks. Like I posted it on Instagram and I wrote a little message, whatever. Because I was thinking, this is crazy. Like I remember that moment so freaking well. And I want to share that with you guys because wow. I remember it so well. It was like, it's the 13th of January, right? And I took the photo, and in the photo I'm even doing this, which is quite funny. I took the photo because I remember thinking to myself, I want to look back at this one day and I want to be able to like remember the moment that it all started. Like I don't want to not be able to pinpoint the date, because that's why I know that it's sometime at the start of the year I started my channel. I could never remember the date, but now we know it's the 13th of January. But yeah, so I was like, I'm going to take a photo like as a snapshot to remember like this is where it all started. This is before everything. Like one day, hopefully I can look back at this photo and just think about how where I'm at now and like where I am then and like whatever. And it's so funny because I've been thinking like the last couple of days, like as I've been coming into 2021, the last couple of days especially, I've just been feeling so like comfortable, happy with like within myself. Like I feel so proud of myself. I feel so like I like myself a lot. Like I really like myself quite a lot these days. You know what I mean? Which is something I can't say I've said a lot. I actually didn't. Then I definitely didn't. Let's start there. You know what I mean? Then I definitely didn't. And you can see the video where that picture for that video, you can actually watch it because the video is uploaded on the channel. It's probably like one of the first videos you guys will see on the channel. And at first my channel was my actual name, and then it changed to Queendom TV, and then it changed to The Winning Team, for those of you who've been here for a long time. And yeah, so it's just insane. And the parallels are crazy because that time, right? So it was January 2021. I remember that just like I did last year, I had just left a particular job that was making me sick, right? Or I was getting sick because of stress, you know what I'm saying? Again, that's what happened December, just the month before I started YouTube, like the December, like now, where I feel like I'm in a similar vibe of that same vibe that I had in that thing where I was like, I'm starting something new and I'm going to do things differently. And I'm in a different headspace now and I want to attack life with a different strategy now. It's exactly how I feel now, 4 years later. And it's so weird because literally after that video, 6 weeks later, I moved out of London. Then the day before my birthday, right? My birthday is in May. That's when I became single, right? The day before my birthday. It's a horrible story, actually. Very, very sad story. And then, you know, towards the end of the year is when I really hit rock bottom because everything hit me, the real realities of like my family. That's when it hit me in October 2021. And then it was from there that like I kind of arose. So like it's just insane like how the timings of things have worked out. And it's like fast forward, I'm at like nearly 2,000 videos in 4 years. Are you freaking, that's insane, right? And I remember this so well because I remember being in that, I remember the day that I decided to leave, I was listening to, I'll tell you guys how it happened. I was listening to was listening to a sermon, I was listening to a message, right? By one of my favorite men of God, and he was like, because in my head I was praying, I was like, I had the strong intuition, because that's one of the things I've decided to do as of this year that I have never really done properly, other than like just giving my opinions on YouTube, and that is to trust in my intuition above all else. And I mean, obviously I'm trusting in the Lord, but I'm trusting that the Lord is the one guiding my intuition. That's something I've never done. Truly, I have always allowed myself, even last year, even years before, even that same year, the reason I'd got myself to the place that I was, just like how the same story for last year, is because I'd again allowed to open my ears to others, right? And so that's why I isolate myself a lot, because I get that people are wishing the best, and got confirmation today again that, you know, and a lot of the Lord saying to me, like, listen, you right now, you caring and you listening to anything other than what I'm telling you to do, yet there's people that are going to be very intelligent, people that are very well meaning, people that care. They may not understand exactly what I'm doing with you, and you need to understand. And actually that's why I want to do this series so badly, because I really relate to these women, and these women who are talking, these women from these occults, like the way that they were describing their story, it actually made me realize why God pushed me to become the woman I am now. That doesn't make sense to a lot of people, because somebody like me and just me being myself is exactly what should have been, what these women, like, it's like I look like the opposite of what these women experience were expected to be, right? And what, you know, just people in Christianity and whatever expected to be. But the thing is, I'm the real deal. And so now I can see it from the two sides of the coin of like, I don't feel the need to prove myself to anybody. I don't feel the need to have all this acknowledgement from others. You can't come and, you know, reign over me with some kind of false doctrine, because I'm the real deal. You see what I'm saying? That's why I don't feel like I have to show up and look like whatever everybody else thinks a Christian should look like, or what everybody else thinks I should do as a 27-year-old woman. Because who are you when God is my own? It's God who is my ultimate. It's Jesus who gives me the rights into heaven. And so when I was listening to these women speaking, it was just another like another like confirmation of like, for me today, of like, heck yeah, I'm actually exactly who I need to be. And had I continued how I started, so like when I started in that video, you know, if you guys watch the video, first of all, you notice I was significantly more in weight. I was a lot bigger, right? I've lost a lot of weight since then. And the reasoning for why I was even that weight that I was is kind of crazy, but I don't want to really ruin this video by getting into that. So the woman that was in that video, right? I don't know her. She's like the other version of me that like people liked, but I didn't like. You know what I mean? Like people liked her because she was the, like, you know, if you see me in the video, I'm like, hi everyone. Like, and this is before I've got all the piercings. I am wearing my Adidas jacket, and I'm all like, hi everyone. Welcome to my channel. I just like to talk, and I'm all like this, and I'm all like, you know, goody, 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 goody. And there was two levels to it, because there was the one level of I genuinely, that is my spirit. My spirit is I'm a gentle spirit, and I am caring, and I am, you know, genuine, and I am, you know, kind and everything. It's just that how I express that, and where I express that, and how I deliver that energy, and who I deliver that energy to, is what I was lacking in wisdom of. And part of me behaving that way is because I believed that, you know, my love was only given to me based on good behavior and doing things the way that other people were telling me to do them, which obviously that isn't even love anyway, let's be real. And it was actually the end of that year in October, when all things said and good that happened, you know, amongst my family and whatever else, that's when my favorite Bible verse became 1 John 3:18, because the Lord had to, you know, show me that, like, look, you need to redefine a lot of things that you think right now, because some of the things that you're thinking, you've got the wrong idea, you know? So yeah, I was all like, hi everyone, and I was all kind of still, and I can see that, like, I'd become a shell of the real me. Like the me that you guys are seeing now is still not even the fullness of the real me, but like it's so much closer than where I was there. And it's almost like I was 16, and at 16, I was so full of life. I was aloof. I was naive, right? So in that from that standpoint, because that's been my goal. My goal has been to become a woman that my 16-year-old self would be proud of, because she was the last most just not caring about anything, so overwhelmingly motivated and focused and just like hardworking, like go-getter version of me, right? That was her. Unfortunately, getting older and like experiencing lots of things and then actually waking up and recognizing stuff kind of ruined that in me, you know? So I've been trying to find something to like dig deep, to like give me something to feel motivated about, because I kind of just don't care, as you guys know. And so it's ironic because there's two things that I found motivation in, like, that I'm realizing today. And one of those is obviously, like I said, my 16-year-old self, because my 16-year-old self would love me as me. She would think I'm so cool. Like if 16-year-old me saw me on YouTube, she would be like watching every single one of my videos without a shadow of a doubt. She would be watching every single one of my videos, right? And she'd be like, hell yeah, like, you know what I mean? She'd be like, where do I sign up to be co-captain? Like, should be sending in, like, that's the kind of person I was at 16. I was like, I don't care, that who cares about what I want to, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to just like go and take whatever I want to take in this life. Right. So that's why she is the goal post of like, that's why I had to upgrade my fashion. I spent a lot of last year buying clothes, right? That was one of my, like, I was very much in the retail therapies of it all, because I was like, I need to upgrade my fashion. The last time I had proper nice swag, the last time all my J's were in check, the last time I had nice shoes, nice outfits, the last time I was going out looking 10 out of 10, like, I'm slacking. If 16-year-old me used to go to the gym 6 days a week, 16-year-old me would never come on YouTube with my hair looking like this or like anything. 16-year-old me would be looking crisp, clean, beautiful, swagged out, swag blazing every single second of the day, like literally stepping on the haters, you know what I'm saying? So 16-year-old me is very much a big motivation for me, because she reminds me of like what the real me inside, like when I haven't been destroyed by my experiences, and just also understanding the world for what it is, which is the thing that I really struggle with. And the other thing is also you guys, like, I never in my life, like genuinely in my life, I didn't see the point of starting a YouTube channel. Like, so when God was like, oh yeah, start a channel, I'm like, why am I starting a channel for? Like, there's so many YouTube channels, and what am I going to say? Like, there's any other things that I want to do, people do them already. Dance videos, people already do dance videos. Cooking videos, people already do cooking videos. Like, I'm going through all the list of things, like, what am I going to do? And he's like, well, why don't you just talk about whatever you want to talk about? I'm like, yeah, but nobody wants to know what you want to talk about. He's like, does that matter? Because you're going to just be doing what you want to talk about. At least you can get it off of your mind, and then it's not in your mind, and then your brain won't hurt so much all the time, because you'll be storing so much information and having no outlet to give it out to. And then I was like, you know what? Fine, that's a great idea. And so I did that. And then, you know, and it's crazy because after seeing this image, the very next image was the image of the studios, like these huge studios that would have become my dance studios had I stayed in London, like my own personal studios. Like, we were literally talking about like what kind of me envisioning my logo like on the back of the wall. It was a completely new building, and we were in talks with this huge corporation in London with, you know, this guy that mentors me, I keep mentioning. And so I have photos of the studios, because we're visualizing that this is where we're going to be. Like, there was going to be all this like investment funding and all this stuff coming into it. Like, this was my business essentially was going to take off at that moment. And then that was the same time as well, was like, you know, the London Fashion Week and all of that. And so to think I sat there, took this picture, at the same time I'm going around to these places, I'm seeing all these things, I'm making the decision. And I walked out of the house one day and I was listening to this sermon. It was like, some of you have been praying to the Lord and you're wondering what you should do next. And, you know, some of you need to make a big change, and you know God's telling you to make a big change. Some of you need to do this. Some of you need to leave your job. And I was like, as soon as he said that, because I knew I was already thinking that, I did it. And can I tell you something? I actually don't regret it. As hard as my life is at the moment, and as much as I hate this town with my every fiber of my being, and by this town, not the town itself, but what it represents to me and the people I know from it, not the people, the lovely people that live here. The lovely people that live here are very lovely. I would not have become the woman I am today had I not been through this, like been through hell, like literally, like I had to come back. I needed to wake up. I needed all of the naivety to be beaten the hell out of me. I needed all of the ignorance. I needed all of the little understandings of other people, the allowance of gaslighting, the allowance of taking advantage of me, or just always feeling like everybody can tell me what I'm supposed to think and what I'm supposed to do and who I'm supposed to be. I had to get to the point like where I got to last year, where I was like, you know what? I physically don't care anymore about what anybody has to say. I don't. I have a winning team. And this is where you guys come into it so much, because you guys are like my reference point that I'm not crazy, because I'll have an experience in my real life and it'll be something heart shattering will happen, right? And the thing is, the people that I come up against, this is why I put this video up about flying monkeys, which I only came to that concept because of these women in this video I'm going to be doing next, right? I'm going to be filming next. I had to come to because of you guys, like you guys are always my frame of reference, where I think to myself, so sometimes I'll be like there and somebody will say something to me and they'll be like, I think you're too this and I think you're too that. And I'm like, really? Because there's actually some people who seem to agree with me. Like, and so, because people act like I'm just this crazy person from outer space that absolutely no one can ever understand and that just needs to just calm down, right? And everybody calm down. You just calm down. You just whatever. You just listen. You just shut up and listen. You know, that's the whole thing. I feel like my life is when you just shut up and listen. You just shut up and listen. Like everywhere I turn up, you just shut up and listen, right? You just shut up and do what you're told, like in every way, shape and form. And I'm like, I've allowed for that to happen for so long, you know, and I didn't realize that YouTube was pushing me to open up my voice, because every single season of YouTube, I'm like reflecting and I'm thinking, I want to be real. Am I being really authentic? And so then I would push myself. So like things that I say now casually in videos, 2 years or 4 years ago, if you told me that I would have said like some of the things I said even a year later or 2 years, if you think I would have made a video like this, if you told me this was going to happen 4 years ago, that was I was not on my radar. I wasn't even thinking about subscribers. I wasn't even thinking about that part at all. I was just like, I'm just going to talk because the Lord told me. And I was so depressed. It was the only thing that gave me any sense of like wanting to do something. It's like, let's film a video. You know what I mean? I filmed some videos. And so I started making the videos and I just fell in love with making videos. And then I started meeting you guys. And then I started to feel like, wait a minute.
Disconnected.
Oh, that's my speaker. Like, oh my gosh, I may as well just turn it off. Hold on a second. So then I was like, oh my gosh, like there's people that agree. Like I remember there's some of you who've been here for the longest. I remember the day and that you guys commented on my video so well, because I'm like, oh my gosh, there's people. I was like, first of all, it was like the fact that there was people that were here. And I was like, oh my gosh, there's people. Then the second part was like, oh my gosh, there's people from around the world. I was like, I'm international. I remember saying to her, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm international. And, you know, and it was so cool. And then it took me like 2 years. It was only like last year that I really fully understood that I'm like actually talking to, I know I'm talking to people, like, because I'd already started talking to people off of line, like, and stuff, but like, I'm talking to people. And people are talking to me. And then it's like, people are still here. Like, people are still here after years, after I've gone from this season to that season to that season. I've uploaded this bad take and that bad take and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, how are the people still here? And I was just like, this is like, and when I tell you guys, it completely changed my life. And it made me realize that love actually exists. Like, people can actually support you and love you for who you are. That's what YouTube taught me. That's what being on YouTube, that's what you guys taught me, that people can actually love you for who you are. And and you actually don't have to be perfect all the time. You don't actually have to get everything right. And, you know, authenticity wins at the end of the day. And when you're authentic, you attract the people that think like you. Remember, I used to say that in the beginning, even when there was like only, because I actually started out with 30 subscribers technically, because when I was like 13, I had a YouTube channel, which I took down, which I kind of touched on why that happened. I'm glad I didn't, because honestly, realistically speaking, it's best. There's a lot of things that it's good that they turned out the way that they did. Like, for example, it's good I didn't grow up in the United States, because that would have been an atomic bomb of chaos and destruction waiting to happen for me based on the background I'm coming from. Yeah, no. So that's a good thing for me. That's what I realized. I believe this is like a protective mechanism. Like, this is God keeping me in like under supervision, if you will. So I didn't expect it. So then I meet you guys, and then I'm making videos, and then the videos, because I'm getting feedback from you guys, I'm also wanting to delve deeper, and then you guys are also interested, and then people finding things interesting, and then I'm delving deeper, and now I feel like unstoppable. Literally, like I literally feel unstoppable. I feel amazing. I feel incredible. Like obviously, I'm still going through it. Like I'm always going through it. You know what I'm saying? At the moment, not forever. I'm always going through it. Like in terms of being in this town, because it's just the energy that's here. Like there's some places, because of how things operate, there's that just that energy. That's why I like to travel to places, because the first thing I do when I get to anywhere, when the plane lands on the ground, I spend as much time just allowing myself to feel the feeling of the spiritual space that I'm in. And so some places it's just the spiritual energy of the space, and that's why certain people I feel gravitate in. Eventually we all kind of gravitate to somewhere, and it's almost like the somewhere that you end up gravitating towards, you kind of are always going to gravitate there. But kind of like with the YouTube thing, like I said, even though the algorithm is so far against me, even though YouTube doesn't want my channel to pop off, and every time my channel does start getting any traction, all of a sudden I randomly get a community guideline strike from a video that I posted like 9 months ago, right? It still can't stop the fact that there's like a gravitational force that's pulling us all to come together and to form this team. And we're still, we're still increasing, and we're still going on. We're still keeping on, right? And so, I don't know why I winked, as if you guys are going to know why that was something to wink about. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so yeah, so I don't know, it was kind of emotional for me, like, and I'm so proud of myself. Like I'm really proud, like I'm so proud, like nearly 2,000 videos. I'm like the Kingdom of Darkness is so mad. Like the Kingdom of Darkness is so mad with me and so mad about me, because it's like there's no way, ain't no way this girl who started out as this little like shy little punching bag that was just trying to do everything to gain people the love that was never gonna come anyway, and that was been betrayed and abused. There's no way this girl who is so laced with religiousness and like having to look the part of a Christian and act Christian, ain't no way she's gonna become the woman y'all see today. Ain't no way. But guess what? God will make a way where there seems to be no way. And that's where we are now. And now I've got the coolest team. Do you think have you guys haven't met yourselves? This is why I feel a little bit guilty sometimes, because I'm like, I'm the one who gets to know everyone. And like, you guys don't all know each other, but I'm like, if you guys knew who you were, you'd realize the coolest people are here. And I'm not just saying that because you're here. I'm saying that I'm like, you guys have, sometimes you guys, and this is why I'm horrific at replying if any of you know me in real life, because you guys say stuff and I genuinely ponder on it for like 2 weeks. I'll be like, wait, and I have to like genuinely ponder on the things that you guys say, like, and it's just insane. And and there's just certain things about you guys that I'm like, I don't know how we would be here. Like, I've got to give a shout out to someone on this channel, my girl Paula, shout out to you. Listen, she is one of the people who've been here for the very longest, and I remember when she first was here, I was just like, who is, like, I always am so curious about you guys. Anyways, I was like, who is this girl who's here on my channel? Like, I was very excited about it, right? And we've been through lots of ebbs and flows. She keeps me in check. She lets me know. She's like, did you know that this and this and this happened? Because she knows I'm in the clouds and I'm not going to be seeing it. And if not for her, there's so many things, you guys. Paula, I just want to give you a public shout out. Thanks for being my girl. Paula is my girl, and she is one of the most patient of all, I have to say, because that's the other thing I have to thank you guys for, your patience, because I am the flakiest of flakes, and I am the longest to reply and the most unreliable in a lot of senses. But I'll tell you guys why that is, so that you're aware. Because I have to dedicate myself, you guys. If I'm going to have a YouTube channel, I'm going to call myself the winning team. If I'm going to be the captain of the winning team, I have to make sure that I understand what we are doing, where we are going, what the threats are, and what we're going to do about it. Because the one thing we're not going to do is charge into battle blindly. So for that reason, I made the decision that until I'm going to equip myself, I need to make sure we're all equipped properly for the times ahead. And whatever it takes for me to do that however it looks, I'm going to just have to do it. And I'm going to have to just trust in the Lord that the people who still need to be here will be here. The people that need to understand will understand, because it's not an exact science following the Lord. It's not an exact science. You're going to get some things right, some things wrong. Sometimes, there's lots of different ebbs and flows and seasons. So, that's why I truly value you guys' patience, because I feel like you guys are the first people who've given me the patience I need to actually be able to, have people that I know that can actually give me the space that I need. You know what I mean? Because I need the space, because I need to go off into the clouds to figure these things out. I have to go off into the clouds. I have to disappear. I have to isolate myself. I have to do it because I have to hone in, and I have to shut out all the voices of the world. I have to shut out all the voices of everyone if I want to hear what God is saying, if I want to think critically, because so much of this world and so much of society, unfortunately, isn't there. So it's down to me to make the sacrifice to say, you know what? I could try to be more, make more promises of doing certain things that I would like to do. There's a lot of things I really want to do. I just can't really do them until it's the right time, because and I don't know when the right time is, because I keep thinking it's the right time and then it's not. So I keep thinking, God, okay, I'm going to do this now. He's like, no, you're not going to do that. And I'm like, why can I not do this? He's like, because this is not the time. And it's like, he's like, but when's the time? It's like, the time will be when the time is. I'm like, when's the time going to be? When it's time. Okay. Thanks, God. Like, great. But it makes me look like a flake, and it makes me look like impatient, like all over the place and unstable, and I've just had to accept that's a part of it. That's what I signed up for. I have to just go with the flow. If you're the person who's doing something for the first time, it's like, think about if you're walking in a forest, right? And you guys know I like to go out in the woods, although I rarely show you guys me actually out in the actual woods, because you probably won't be able to see me a lot of the time. But anyway, also they're cutting a lot of them down. But yeah, so it's like when you go in the woods, right? In the woods now, there are pathways that are there, right? That you can see. They're not like man-made pathways that have been like concrete pavement or whatever, but like where people have walked on the same path enough times that now all the plants have stopped growing there, and maybe it's just a bit of soil and a bit of whatever's down there, and you can walk through the plants, even though maybe the bushes next to it might be going all the way up to here, the hedges, whatever. There's now a path to walk in. And I feel like that's like my thing, is that I'm always the one who's carving the path, if that makes sense. And so that's why it's messy, because I have to like cut through the things that are in front of me, and then I'm like getting injured along the way, and then like there's some stinging nettles, and then there's like some plant that's got thorns on it, and then there's this thing that's too tall, and then I try to go this way, and then I realize that this way goes straight into the river. We can't go this way, so I'm gonna have to go back on myself, and then go back to this point, and then go that way. And so that's what it is, you guys. That's literally what it is. Because if somebody had to start it, like all these paths that I see when you go out there, when I'm out there, somebody had to, and these are the things I think about, like I think deeply about when I'm in my time, just alone with the Lord. I'm thinking somebody had to to start this pathway. And so what I'm saying is, thank you guys for giving me the space and the room to just figure it out. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to figure it out so nobody else has to figure it out as much. And so when people wake up to things, my thinking with my channel is, great, once you realize this particular topic, you can just go on my channel and go, there's all these videos about da 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 da, and I have a whole playlist about the media, I have a whole playlist about Hollywood, I have a whole playlist about the Bible, I have a whole playlist about this. You can just instead of having to do all the hard work that I did, that's my true dream. And that's why I feel like my channel is like a library for winners in a way. And so yeah, anyways, you guys, I'm so grateful to you all. I can't believe this is where we are. I love her here. Her from the beginning, I didn't like her. She didn't like herself. Me right now, I am so cool with myself. This is why when people try to critique me now, I'm like, I don't know who you're talking to, because you're talking to my biggest fan, which is me. I don't know who you think you're talking to. I don't know who you think you're critiquing. I don't know who you think you're coming up against, because I am my biggest fan right now. Have you seen me? Have you seen what I've been up to? Have you seen the way that I think? Have you seen what I'm capable of? Have you seen it? Because you're missing something. You're missing something. And also, why would I want to listen to you when I could be me? And I don't mean that even in an arrogant way. I would hope for you all to feel that way about yourself. That's the point. That's the whole point of winning, is that God created us all to be who we were called to be. And unfortunately, things come in and they deter you from that. And that's where I was at 16. I was on route. Then we had a massive detour. which was good because there was a lot of lessons learned. But now we're like regrouping back to like, okay, let's come back into ourselves, you know? And so, yeah. So thank you guys so much for being here for all this time. For those of you who've been here for a long time, shout out to you all. I would shout out more of you, but you know, you guys know how I feel about it because I got people that come up against me. I feel like I don't want to put you guys in harm's way. But I really wanted to shout out Paula because Paula's really does the work of God behind the scenes. Like, as in, like, I don't know how she's still here. And I don't know, honestly, Paula, if you're watching this, I don't know how you're still here. I don't know how you're so patient. Thank you so much. You are literally my girl. And again, incredibly beautiful soul. I'm like the most beautiful, genuine souls are on this in this team. And so, yeah, guys, just let me cook. Okay. I'm trust me, I'm gonna make it worth it because I realized, you know what? Screw everybody else, right? Genuinely, I'm gonna do this for 16-year-old me and for the damn winning team. I'm gonna, you know, so we're just gonna lock in with the Lord and see where he takes us. I'm not making any promises I'm doing this, that, or the other. I'm just saying I'm locking in with the Lord and my allegiance is to you guys. I don't have allegiance with anyone, as I've said to you guys. I have no allegiance to any group, any category, any country, any age, any race, any nothing. But I do have an allegiance with you guys, and I do because life's a game, it's pay to win. If you're a true, you know, member of the winning team, then I have an allegiance to you guys. And so, yeah. So anyways, you guys, I hope you've enjoyed this one and I hope you enjoy the ones to come. Thank you for being here because you guys are the freaking best. And I'm going to do my best to make you all proud. I'm going to do my best to make this hopefully as much of a blessing for you guys as you guys have been for me. So on that note, if life's a game, let's play to win. God bless you all. God loves you. I love you. And I'll see you in my next one.